Learning how to make these authentic flour tortillas at home is a very dangerous knowledge to possess because it will have you wanting them all the time. To make them, you'll only need salt, flour, lard, and boiling water. And you begin by adding the salt into a large bowl, followed by all-purpose or plain flour, and after giving it a mix to combine, you add the lard. You can also use butter, vegetable shortening, or any kind of fat or oil instead, with the exception of margarine because it doesn't have enough fat in it. And now you need to combine the lard with the dry ingredients by breaking up the lard and then rubbing it between your hands until the lard disappears and you get a solid lump if you press the mixture together with your hands. Then you make a well and add boiling water. Yes, the water must be boiling. That's one of the secrets. Another way would be to combine the salt, water, and lard and melt it all together in the microwave and add that to the flour, which is how I normally make tortillas. Anyway, with the boiling water in, you have to mix it with some kind of utensil, and as I mix it, I'll explain why the water must be boiling. The heat will sort of deactivate the ability of the proteins present in the wheat to form strong gluten bonds. I'm obviously oversimplifying it, but that's the general gist of it. With the dough mixed, and as soon as you can handle the temperature, you have to bring it all together. You may think the dough is too dry, but it's not. After cleaning your bowl, place the dough on your surface without any additional flour and then knead it a bit. This dough does not require a lot of kneading because the boiling water has already given us a pretty supple dough to begin with. In total, I kneaded this dough for about only a minute, but your mileage may vary. Then it's time to portion the dough out. I do it the traditional way by squeezing the dough between my thumb and index finger, but any way you're comfortable with is fine. I aim to get each ball at around 40 to 45 grams because after a lot of testing, I determined this to be the perfect size for my cast iron skillet, but you can do them any size you want. With the dough portioned out, take each little dough ball, tuck in the ends, place it on one hand, and then make circular motions with the other so as to get a nice tight ball. You can do that on your counter, but with a bowl so small, it's kind of difficult. When you're done, place it in the bowl from which it came, together with all its siblings, cover with a clean cloth, and place it inside your Japanese microwave that doesn't work for 30 minutes. In the meantime, prepare some kind of large plastic tub and line it with a clean kitchen towel. We're gonna place the cooked tortillas in there, which is another secret for soft tortillas. Then we're gonna cover with another cloth and the lid. If you don't have a tub like that, I'll show you what to do instead later on in the video. Now it's time to roll. Sprinkle some flour on your surface, dunk your dough ball on it, then flatten it with your fingers and start rolling with a rolling pin as best as you can. You shouldn't need a lot of flour because this dough is very well balanced. After rolling, place the tortilla on a clean plate and proceed with the remaining dough balls. Don't worry too much about getting round tortillas, they're all gonna be delicious regardless of their shape. As you roll them, stack the raw tortillas one on top of another, and when you're done, turn the pile over. That way, the first one to be rolled out will be the first one to be cooked as well. Now I cover the pile over and start warming up my cast iron skillet on medium-high heat for about 6 minutes. Unlike what some people say, it should never be smoking hot. If you don't have a cast iron skillet, I'll show you what you can do later on. When your skillet is hot, uncover the pile, peel a tortilla and slap it on your skillet. As soon as the tortilla changes color, you turn it over, and as soon as little bubbles begin to appear and the bottom has little brown spots, you turn it over again. Then you press it lightly with your spatula all over and it should inflate like a balloon. When that happens, you take it to your plastic tub and cover with another towel. An alternative would be to get another plate, line it with a towel, placing your cooked tortilla on it and covering with another. If you watched my pita bread video, you'll be familiar with this. As you cook each tortilla, you pile them one on top of another as before. This will keep them from drying out as well as preserving their warmth. Sometimes your tortilla will not inflate evenly. That happens because there may be a kink or a tear in the dough, but it's totally fine. When you've cooked them all, and after covering with the towel, you seal the plastic tub shut and let them rest for 30 minutes. This will seal in the moisture, preventing them from becoming hard and cracking. For the alternative method, place it, towels and all, inside of a Ziploc bag. After their rest, they will be warm, soft, pliable, and delicious. Now I'm sure you found this all very interesting, but in case you're wondering, can I use these tortillas to make burritos? Yes. Yes, you can. And if you don't know how to roll burritos, this is one way. You lay all your fillings on top of the tortilla, bring the two sides towards the center, hold the sides in place, and then make a tied package. Now you can use a ceramic or some other kind of non-stick skillet to cook your tortillas if you don't have a cast iron one, but I don't recommend it because non-stick surfaces are not meant to withstand being heated up too high and for long periods of time. So give the recipe a go with a non-stick skillet if you need to, but invest in a cast iron if you can. When the tortillas are room temperature, you can remove the kitchen towels and keep them sealed inside the Ziploc bag, preferably in the fridge. If you use the plastic tub method, just transfer them to a Ziploc bag. Before using the tortilla for burritos or tacos, it's best to warm them a little on a skillet or in the microwave. You can freeze them just like this and they shouldn't stick together, but you could place some parchment paper between each tortilla if you want and then just slap them from frozen on a hot skillet or let them thaw beforehand. Be careful though, if you leave them to warm up for too long, they become giant crackers, which are also tasty.